Really, is it not letting? Is it not saying I'm
There
live?
we go. It says live. It's just a little bit behind for it. That's all. That's all.
I know. Wait, we live. I can tell it is a little behind.
Yes, it will catch up with us soon enough. And then, so we will come in, we introduce, and we go on.
In the meantime, you know what? Witty banter with ourselves that our guest has to hear nonchalantly. Which, how's the guest doing? Can you say hello?
Hey, what's up?
Okay, good.
Good.
Okay, just that's
See,
a
we don't have any
that's a
audio
test.
issues.
This is a who is that Pokemon? Who is this? Who is our guest? We'll find out later tonight.
Now we got someone coming into the chat. We can take our guesses and then possibly reveal the answer. What are we saying?
We got a prize of nothing. Woo. Except an amazing stream.
Don't worry, there's gonna be a giveaway for a crisp $1 later on.
Don't lie to the fans.
Don't worry, I can cover that. I got a crisp $1. That's $1.
And how are the fans gonna enter this giveaway, this contest? What is it?
Oh, it's gonna be taking a guess about something in the comments once I bring up the question. Don't worry, you gotta stick around for it. Forgot the camera's up there, not down there, so tune in later.
This is what I deal with on a daily basis.
Oh, you are gonna be way more frenetic later. What do you mean? Just getting ourselves nice and ready, amped up. No problem.
Exactly.
No?
What?
Should probably make a post on Instagram about that shit.
You know you should.
Yeah, should.
You know, we don't market ourselves very well, you know.
Yeah, we should probably do that more often.
You know who our next guest should be? I feel like people would really like it. Rocky Jackson.
Oh, God, are you sure?
Top tier talent. No. Maybe Do you think we get Twisted Jester?
In all fairness, that would probably be the most controversial thing that we would have on there, depending on what is said.
It's only Twisted Jester. It's fine. It could be worse. Sure. Top tier talent. No. Maybe Do you think we get?
Alright. Probably just go live with it.
Seems like we at least have. Do we have anyone in the crowd today? Is anyone here?
Is anyone here? No one just yet?
Let's make the announcement so we can get this stream and interview started officially.
Exactly. I don't want reels. I want to go post live.
Alrighty. We got anyone? Leonidas has got a giveaway today, apparently. I've just found this out. So if you want to be part of the giveaway, stay tuned for whatever it is. I genuinely don't know, but it's a crisp dollar bill.
Yeah.
A dollar bill is on the line.
We live right now doing an interview. Coming in soon. Come drop by.
Like we said, we got a giveaway coming up for a crisp dollar bill.
Yeah, crisp $1.
Welcome to the Nightlife podcast. This is our third episode on its 2.0, 2.0 stage, apparently.
Yeah.
As always, I am the apparently failing at podcast Spencer Nightfall, and this is his unfortunate co-host, Leonidas.
You mean you're alpha, Leonidas? What do you mean?
Alright, we got ourselves a very special guest today. It is the one and only Tyson Spade, but half of you who's probably already here knows that because we fucked this live stream up twice!
Yeah, twice.
Twice!
I blame the Fallen.
The Fallen, yeah.
Yeah, the Fallen.
The Fallen's been a problem ever since.
Yeah, seriously.
Blue Spade.
Blue Spade, Tyson Spade,
There's a lot of names.
David Arquette.
Yeah, David Arquette.
There's a lot of names, but I would say they were like nicknames for Blue Spade or Tyson Spade.
Okay, Blue or Tyson, okay. How about Spade, so we could be universal?
That's fine. I'm not Blue Spade anymore, so Tyson would be preferred, but whatever.
But Spade's the last name. That's kind of like, so you're just dropping the last name, just being Tyson? It's just how it goes for that?
Is these the riveting questions that you guys prepared?
No, of course not.
No,
Once
no.
we get more into it, these are just literally icebreakers because it's been a while since we've seen you. We actually do miss you. It's been a while. We do want to just chat about it for a bit before we get into the serious questions.
That is true. Yeah, we film a lot for NEW months in advance, so we actually on a break while everyone's actually watching. I think like very early in the season. There was only like a second or third special event that just got posted.
Yeah, actually. And then we just had the 1,000 subscribers special, and then a recent episode where you guys just did a 6-man tag team match recently together.
Which we won. We won. If you haven't already seen the episode, which
Yeah.
you should go check it out anyways.
Yeah, go
Nonetheless,
Yeah, for real. Go check it out.
we had the face off of Tyson Spade and Zero, and then like I said, the match of me, Tyson Spade, Rhea Silver versus the Cambodian War Machine, Justin Abel Sane, Zero, and who else was it?
Prince.
Prince. Sorry, I didn't see him in the match. He's you know how he can be, but targeting Zero, going after Zero. Do you wanna? What's the motivation behind that? Are you trying to prove something against Zero?
Yeah.
See, right now, it's all about proving what is the truth behind what's going on in NEW. It's about taking a world title, and I saw Zero had one. And, I feel like currently that NEW is kind of biased against Tyson Spade. So I am going, to right that wrong, piss Zero off, and, I kind of fucked up a bit, but
I mean, yeah, how does your head feel?
my head feels fine. When going into this interview, though, there was like two ways I wanted to do this, and I decided I'm not probably gonna be in character, just so because it feels like my answers then I'll kind of like, just in case someone wants a serious answer. So I'm just gonna answer everything 100% truthful, no matter what the fuck you ask.
Oh, that's perfect. That's what
perfect.
we wanted from you. Actually, this is what we try to get out of all of our guests. This is a time that
Yeah. Also, Jake Matthews says hello off of Instagram Live.
Hello, Matthews. You should be on the channel. We gotta get them views up.
Yeah,
we gotta get them
come
views.
join us. It's in the link. It's in the link above. Just join us up there in the chat for it.
Oh,
can join
you
us in
you
the
learned
chat.
how to do a link?
Yes, I've evolved from the last one, risen to a new level.
But okay, enough about you.
Yeah,
This is-
exactly. Let's get back to this. The man here.
all right.
Yeah, I want to just, no matter what you ask, I'm gonna answer it. So watch what you fucking ask, I guess. It's just getting me in trouble.
Got you.
Okay. Then let's start off with Rozo.
Lozo. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
he dropped you on your head at one point, and this isn't the first time something like that has happened to you in your career.
Yeah, we recently saw it happen to Ray.
How do
as
you?
well.
Yeah. How do you feel coming off two possible career-ending injuries? One off, a barbarian, but then someone unprofessional like Rozo.
Real.
So, to go on posting about, the injury, I survived. My neck was sore a little bit, and, he got you guys will see later in the season. He gets what's coming back to him. Barbarian one was way worse. That fought for months. So
Oh yeah, from
yeah,
the winter.
the Barbarian one was something like still I think the top like tier injury I've ever gotten. So Rozo in general, it's weird. I've spent so much of my career with Rozo.
You teamed with him for a bit, if I recall.
Yeah, and it's weird because if you never watched me before BYWE, you just basically know me as the guy who feuded with Rozo for a while. Which is unfortunate for me, but, you know...
You had some gems in there.
Yeah, you really did.
Some.
So,
Out of that team, you shined.
it was pretty much just, you know, I'm going to do what I'm told to do, what I'm booked to do, and, you know, if I have to be in the comedy division, and I'm going to do it the best I can. That's pretty much what I just said at the time. That's what I told the people booking NEW. This is what you're going to give me. I'm just going to do it well. It just sucks that then you fall into that hole of being, you know, a comedy wrestler. So this season's about overcoming and, you know, passing by what I did last season.
Huh. Speaking of the actual mindset for it, how does it feel transferring from being the GM of a previous company to moving on to a position you're in now of not actually running everything, just being involved in the matches, like you said, just doing what you're told, going along with it? How does it feel for it?
It's honestly, first of all, we're leaving because I sure we'll talk about it later, but did a lot for BYWE. It's good because I can, at first, it was kind of like I'm just being told what to do, but once I moved up the card, then I could add like more character to it, and I even, you know, a lot of stuff with Zero was just my idea. Like they would be like, oh, you two have a promo mode together, go do a promo. So if you wanted to add any story points, I can add story points. So it's pretty much just focusing that creative energy into myself. And I mean, I make suggestions for once in a while, but it's kind of nice just, you know, having someone else book it, you know, listening, you know, instead of just doing all the work yourself. It's kind of relieving.
Oh yeah, it must be. It really must be for it.
What is your favorite match, Ben, since coming to NEW?
The best one and my favorite, you guys won't see until Broken Dreams. Dejan, you were the left for that one. But so far being posted would be the Livers main event.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's another thing about, like, I may not be, you know, in charge of everything anymore, but, you know, I got to book a good percentage of that match. So it's kind of like, you still got to do that work. You just got to make your own matches better instead of focusing that energy on everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, because your character's evolved a lot since coming to NEW. You know, the biggest thing that comes to mind is not only did you change the name from formerly known as Blue Spade to Tyson Spade, but then you also removed the mask as well. Also, shoes.
Yeah, why removing the shoes?
And the mask.
Okay, the shoes was before NEW. It got more well known in NEW because, you know, with the crowd you can chant stuff and, you know, make a joke out of it. The shoes, I've always liked the like kind of Umaga Von Erich vibe. Everyone always puts Matt Ritter because he's only doing it, but I always liked that vibe, and that's what came to mind when giving. Because I wanted to buy new shoes, so I was kind of running through the options, and I was like, either this, or this. And I was like, well, why buy something when, you know, I can, you know, just not wear shoes? And then it kind of just worked. You know, I moved faster, moved differently. I don't like shoes anyway, so it's kind of like it just worked for me personally.
You're a Crocs type of man, aren't you? You pique me as a Crocs type of man.
What's wrong with Crocs?
Not judging. I'm just saying.
I have one pair of shoes currently, and that's wrestling boots that I can only have. I do not wear shoes. I wear Crocs only, or flip flops. I do not wear shoes anymore.
What's your favorite pair of Crocs? Pair of Crocs that you got?
The Twix cereal Crocs.
Beautiful,
do it on
beautiful.
don't come to all of you.
Well, you don't
Um,
have an indoor pair. You just have the outdoor
I
pair all around.
No, I have indoor pairs. I have outdoor pairs. I have pairs when I walk out. I have pairs for everything. I have like 7, 8 pairs.
See, sounds like a fine Croc collection.
So my thing is now that we're on the topic of like just shoes and Crocs and stuff, you've had a lot of weird comments towards you throughout the years about your feet. What do you gotta say to all like to those special fans of yours wanting to see some of your feet, get really stomped out or really like want to see more of it? How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's fun of being on YouTube. You get weird comments, but when they're like, I think it started just to annoy me when it's like they're gonna like find my Instagram, message me on Instagram, and like talk to me to like try messaging me. This one guy made like 5 accounts to try to message me, and then that's when it gets uncomfortable. That's when it gets weird. That Hunter guy just gets worse and worse. So it used to be okay. I can deal with it now. It's just like just fuck off. I wear shoes now. Why are you even fucking talking about it still? Like the people in the comments. It's weird. It's very weird. Because I hate feet. Like, I may not wear shoes, but I don't like feet. I don't like looking at feet or anything to do with feet. So, like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. I don't want you fucking asking me about my feet.
Yeah, it just seems like a couple thing, but sorry to keep it a topic of it. But how many times have you stubbed your toe in the ring since you've gone barefoot?
Not as many. The main time I stubbed my toe was, I think it was Prince Chandler, Bozo, and myself, and I jumped off the bed of the truck into the ring. I stubbed my toe a bit on that one, and I think it was my match with Chris Wade. You can see, like, he's picking me, like, we're doing the face to the truck, like he would slam me to the truck, and I will, of course, sell it, so I'm jumping with it and moving, and then basically just jumping on cement, up and down, hitting my feet on concrete. That fucking sucked, but I think I stubbed my toe only like 2 or 3 times. It hasn't happened as much as people think.
That is surprising.
All right, let's get off the topic of feet now. Let's get off that. Moving on.
The Max question?
Yes, the mask. Let's get to that now.
So, the Max, I originally only wore it because I didn't want people fucking touching me. I didn't want you touching my face. I didn't like being touched, really, in general in wrestling. So it's kind of like I wanted the most coverage I fucking can on my body. So, a luchador max, and I just had it, actually. For, I was gonna, because I wanted to do backyard wrestling, then I didn't end up doing it, so I just had the max already when signing to BYWE. And then the name, so it was pretty much just, I didn't want people touching me. And then it was kind of like it was holding my matches because you couldn't see my facial expressions. So I just didn't care anymore. Like, I got just so used to it.
What made you come to BYWE?
This will actually go with the name change. So I heard about BYWE through Red Ace. And I was signed to BYWE, I think before they even posted their first video. Like, they asked, like, a few people to join. I'm pretty sure Nightfall, you would remember that. They asked everyone to join, and then just did, like, 3 or 4 matches just with themselves.
Yep.
Eventually, like, in January of, like, 2019 or 18, right, they just asked a few people to come down. Someone called out. They just drove. They, like, hey, do you want to do your match? I said, yeah. They drove to my house. And then I quickly grabbed the gear I was going to use for backyard wrestling and a few other things like glow sticks. And we already decided the names before that. So I was originally just going to be in a tag team with Red Ace, Ray of Silver, and Black of Hearts. And that's why my name was just similar. So Red Ace was going to use a different name that I use on my personal YouTube channel. And I didn't because BYWE was at the time, like, I'm seeing dirty matches and shit. I'm like, if this shit doesn't work, I don't want them using their crazy clown names. So I'm just going to do this dumb name, Blue Spade. till they don't use their names. So I just agreed just to do it because I was gonna be in a tag team with them anyways.
That's it.
You've been in a lot of tag teams.
Yeah, quite a bit of tag teams.
That is true.
What was your favorite tag team to be in via BYWE or NEW? You know, what was a partnership that you could, if you could bring them back, you know, to full time to be a team, who would it be?
Oh, to bring them back. See, there's tag teams I like the Coldplay Assassins, which is the general manager character, but that obviously can never be brought back.
Yeah.
I always want to bring back Solitaire because I think it was like we did the most memorable parts of Solitaire was like the comedy era of us just trying to be weird just so we stand out, you know, do the most of our time. Because we originally just thought like, because BYWE before, you know, I became general manager, it was pretty much, it was pretty biased of who got what. So we were weird for the sake of, you know, taking, you know, YouTube time, TV time to be rememberable. But now that we can be booked fairly, it would be nice to, you know, be less weird and we can be serious and see what happens. Because then we, like, near the end of BYD, we still had to be weird because that was already the gimmick. You know, like, and then by the time we became serious, you know, it doesn't matter what we do. You always kind of look at us as the goofballs, kind of like the New Day.
Yeah, you're always going to be remembered for that one thing.
We had a giant comedy division as well, which didn't help.
But that got attention, surprisingly. So.
Oh, we all stuck. You and me both stuck our hats in the comedy division at one point or another.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people did. It was one of the things I think because for those who don't know, for whatever reason now, like I think 3 months into BYD, I slowly became the general manager. And we booked the comedy division, and that was probably like the most shit I got. But everyone would throw their hat in to like, you know, join in because it's just fun to do.
That's it.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit from that backstage, on camera. You know, there was moments I think really nice. You'll remember. I don't know if Nightlife, if you were there for that, where there was on camera moments of someone like insulting a comedy character for real, some shit like that. So
the more that I think about it, unless they were beating them in the ring, I don't think there are actually many shoots that I actually heard.
There wasn't many shoots. There was 1 or 2 lines. There was a lot of people who refused to do any sort of, like, they didn't want the joke match.
They didn't want to work with them. They didn't want an easy win for some odd reason.
They didn't want an easy win when you're doing 4 or 5 matches a day, a couple of days a week. Because we were one of the few channels doing 2 YouTube videos, and they were not posted in advance, so we were filming, like, months of like 2 shows with 4 or 5 matches on each. And like, hey, we just need a short match. Just beat this person, let them say a joke, and they're like, well, if I'm fucking doing this, I'm just gonna knock them out real quick. I don't even want to be involved. But the comedy character will get you more views sometimes than the regular match. So it's kind of like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Costin was a good example. He got very over with the fans at one point or another. Did you ever feel overshadowed by any of the comedy division?
Oh, I never did. I know people did. I would, because see, as the general manager now of it, you can tell when someone's complaining to you because they feel overshadowed by the comedy character, because it's easy, because they just want to be liked, and they know that if you get the comedy character not on the show, you know, they think that they'll get more likes, so that's just not how it fucking works. I never felt outshadowed. I've seen so many people felt outshadowed, I just don't get it. You know, but I got over when, you know, 1 or 2 people didn't, so.
When it came to getting over, when do you think you got over with the fans and truly felt like, people like me, people like my character and what I'm doing in the ring?
I would say it's different from NEW than I would say in BYD. NEW, I had to start all over again. Like, I was not just on the lowest, like, you know, low on the card. You know, it was starting to go over again with a new audience, pretty much, besides 1 or 2 people who watched both. So that was, I think, more of a struggle. I think that was be around this season. I finally felt like people, started to appreciate me, get over a bit. And WWE, um, I don't know. I would say my feud with Extinction, which is like August. No, it wasn't August. May. So I would say May, so like 4 or 5 months in, because then that's when. Because I used to lose pretty much still a lot, and that's when I started getting more of 100% of the storylines, and not just having finished storylines. So I would say once that month happened, then I would start seeing more and more comments slowly. There was still for like Barbarian, Leonidas, but then it slowly became, Blue Spade, and that's how I won the world title. It was purely based on comments. I was gonna lose the match.
Mm-hmm.
No, you earned the world title there. You went almost half the year putting people over, and at that time, if I recall, you were booking the matches as well. If I recall.
I didn't get before I got booked. When there was another booker, didn't win very much. When I started booking, still didn't win very much. I would put people over. I had a losing streak as being the person who booked it, and that lasted a couple months. It's just what happens. I was like, if I'm gonna lead by example, and then somehow losing more got me over more, and then it was pretty much at the point where I was gonna just do the going for the world title storyline and then lose because I knew the match would be pretty good, and then it was just like at the point that you two actually convinced me to win the world title.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I would have never been world champion if you two did not just sit there and convince me, like, it's at this point, it's like, we need to finish this storyline, Spade. We can't just do it. You can't just keep losing. The fans will be too pissed.
Did you have a favorite storyline in BYWE?
Yeah.
You had a bunch. We had the really good feud between you and me. You had all your corporate assassin runs, as just being the evil head GM. When you turned as the painkiller.
You're kidding me. It's going to be against the Fallen. He's got to choose the Fallen.
I would be fair and pick two. Because one as...
I don't see the Fallen.
And one as the chairman. The Fallen, obviously, because I just thought that was one of the few feuds where, it was fully fleshed out. It had that emotional points to it. I thought it was good. The good match was good. As the chairman, it was obviously you, Nightfall. It just worked somehow. Like, I was never going to do a match as a chairman until we did the feud. And you were going to face someone else, and then it was just at the point where, I had to say, like, oh, the fans are going to be pissed if they never see Nightfall kick my fucking ass.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it was just like every few months, no matter what Nightfall did, somehow you ended up feuding with me anyways. Like, you were feuding with Fallen, and then I'm in the feud. You would start the rebellion. Here I am.
Yeah. He hated your guts. It's the GM. Like, way more. I was all goody-goody for the corporate assassins, all working, all good. You, on the other hand, you want to kill this man.
It happened. How did you pick your ensemble men for corporate assassins? What was the criteria needed for you to pick? Because you had a weird jumble when you first started, if I recall. You had Leonidas, Red Ace. At that point, he was. And then I believe right. Yeah. What happened? Forget the phone. What happened to Rex Silver?
Oh my God. We can get into some of more like the weird things I booked later.
That's true.
Because there's a fun story I would have to say. I don't know if you want to say that for Rhea, the name change storyline.
No, we're gonna save that for when we get her on.
Yeah.
Oh, she knows more. Okay, that's good to know. She knows. Rhea Silver's next. Hard hitting facts.
Oh no!
We lost the camera.
Oh no!
Technical difficulties, but go. I'll fix it. No problem. You continue on and tell us. Go tell us how you picked the corporate assassins in the beginning. Leonidas, hold the microphone.
Holding it.
First with the corporate assassins, it was the chairman character was because we already had a general manager, and he was like that guy wasn't filming his segment, so I would just I played the assistant GM, and I would just say some matches because we have to have the matches announced of we started before the show started, which is also how I became general manager, is because my on-screen assistant general manager mode, when they fired the real life general manager, they just gave me the job because I was editing and already on-screen fake general manager assistant GM. That's how I got it, and I was just gonna play in the background until there was a feud. I saw the feud idea with Leonidas. And then I was like, well, Leonidas is going to turn here, and then he can join me. I was always assisting Kato, and then it was pretty much at that point when I already had Leonidas and Kato. I was just kind of like, okay, let's get some of the heels, let's put them in a group, and we can be corporate assassins. That's then when I picked Rhea and Red Ace, because if I'm gonna now have a group to feud with people. We were already taking Kato out soon, to make Kato face. So the official corporate assassins never even featured them. It was mainly Leonidas, Rhea Silver, and Red Ace. Rhea Silver left within a month because they were gonna turn face already. It was already planned. Then we got Rocky just because Rocky didn't have much to do, so it's kind of like we needed something for him to do, and it was like, well, we can have, he can have more character just by people standing with him. If you can't do a gimmick because you're new, be part of a group, and then they can help you out. You can learn from watching with them. Are you back? There we go.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
I mean, a slightly better angle, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, way better angle for it, but I just realized how big Tyson is compared to us. They can't even see the antics for what we're gonna have later. But that's an issue for later.
What?
What are you talking about?
We'll be here, and he's a big up here.
They don't really need to see us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true enough.
I have the screen set, so the people are gonna see you more, and we're in the mini screen version right now.
You're right. Just a metaphor of his ego. That's all.
Pretty much.
Yeah, see? Being straight up. That's all. This is the biggest example in interview form.
Jesus.
The criteria then basically became who's a heel that needed a gimmick, pretty much, and needed a group so they can eventually go on to be a heel without needing me, and then they leave. Like, Barbarian was a good heel, but he needed someone to speak for him. Leonidas left because he didn't need, to be in a group. We got Bobby J and Bane because they needed something.
He's heading off somewhere. Don't mind him. Don't mind him. He's being right back. Yeah. Keep on going.
Yeah, so it was basically like who needed something. And that was a lot of things with the group. Like, if we put a lot of people into groups, and because we had a lot of groups, and it was like a good place for people to start, learn something, watch something from people. And that was just a lot of the time with the corporate assassins. The ego thing, I heard a lot. I play a lot of egotistical characters, so I get caught egotistical a lot. I don't think I really have an ego in real life. I can after my fucking season. I know season 3 of Aftermath, I was probably one of the, besides Bozo.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
But I was not doing good. I was like one of the least entertaining people, one of the least over people. And it wasn't just, being booked in that spot. It was, like once I was like run down, I wasn't like as into it just because, I was facing Bozo.
Mm-hmm.
So, I admit, like, if I'm not doing good,
Yeah, that's fair enough for it.
It's fun though. Like, I don't mind. Like, people think it's gonna like affect me if they're like, "Oh, he's egotistical." Yeah, sure, whatever. It'll get me booed more if you think it's for real. But then that's just one of the good things. If people believe you are actually egotistical, it's just gonna get me booed more.
That is true. That's true. Gotta keep getting the booze to get the views.
As long as I'm not walking around in like real life, doing dickish things just to get booed on a fucking YouTube show, it's
GP.
GP.
not bad.
Cheap.
So,
Cheap.
what do your wrestling style? What would you say it is? You varied throughout your entire career. I'd say you went a little hardcore at one point, and I think you've definitely. It's not often, but you get to that point again. Of sadistic.
You'll see that later in the season, I'll say.
Oh, that's fair. More transferred into a technical style, that it seems.
Yeah, at first, as I said, I was being weird for the sake of being weird and to be rememberable. Because, I thought anytime it was going to end. So I was like, well, if I ever go sign somewhere else, at least people remember who I am. So it's just doing dumb, funny moves, like the whoop whoop whoop, which I stole from Martin Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
So many people think but I stole it. And then, I just wanted... When it came time to give that to stop, I just wanted to be serious, do technical stuff, because most wrestlers I look up to are technical wrestlers, and those are the matches I like to see. So that's just what I want to do. The hardcore stuff is because I used to love like Jeff Hardy, Mick Foley, so you want to recreate that, and then it became painful, so I stopped for a bit.
Fair enough.
I would say it was most painful bump coming out of all that.
Besides the barbarian one, because we know that's most
besides the getting dropped on your head.
Yeah, we already know that was your most you felt that shit for a while. Unless there was another one.
No, that's number one. If that doesn't count, because that's not an extreme. That's just an accident. Him almost breaking my back. No, the most painful one I would say. One's always gonna be jumping out a window. That didn't even really hurt.
I was gonna say you didn't stub your toe on that.
I'm not necessarily calling it has to be the most painful thing, but the most devastating thing that you've done. Like you said, you jumped out a window, but have you tried any time you've done a flip for the first time? Through a weapon, a table, something like that. Getting hit in the head for the first time.
No, I don't like getting hit in the head with a weapon.
Fair enough.
Who does?
Because especially doing, because it's backyard match. I don't really need to get hit in the head in my mind. I don't care if other people do it, but especially with Shawn Spears and Cody Rhodes getting so much controversy for doing it, I'm just I'm not getting concussion. But the most painful though, the firework. It's also so forgotten at this week because it's been so many years. But getting thrown on a firework.
Oh, I don't forget. I never forget. That's still one of the staple spots that I tell people when I backyard wrestle. After showing them, I died to this man Power Surge, because you gotta show off the top talent to get him to subscribe.
But that firework, that was probably the most dangerous thing, because if that thing fully went off, that would have shot all over your body, sparks.
I don't think you'd have a career left.
Yeah, that would have been serious burns, way more than what you even got.
Oh, when I was 5, I got hit by a firework, so I was prepared. I saw you, because how the story went was YouTube bought fireworks for entrances.
Yep.
Entrances. Keyword entrances.
Entrances.
And then I saw it, and me and Nightlife were kind of talking about the match, and then I see the fireworks. And I remember this moment, because you two are kind of looking at me as I'm because you literally sit there and you're okay, well,
I mean, you're absolutely right, Soup Kitchen. We could.
Firework?
It was memorable spot, memorable spot. But
it really was.
So
I remember you should tell your perspective from it. 'Cause mine is just
simple. Jesus Christ, is he serious? Oh, it's not lighting. Fuck. Because it wouldn't light at first, and I was like, oh no. Jesus. No, I've had everything. It just wouldn't light at first. And then I got it going, and then I felt like I was too slow because I didn't want to slam you down on the point of it going explosively off. And I just saw immediately, your chart just started to look like a catch fire because you had holes all in it immediately. And I'm like, oh, I got to get him off this now Plus the way you screamed, I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna get in so much trouble because I killed Blue Spade.
And then the very next week, hey, you want to do thumbtacks?
I actually, no one knows this, but because we did a match, I did a match after that. Like I was in the next match.
Oh, what was that match?
I can't remember now because it's been so many years, but because we were doing multiple filmings, I filmed a match like either right after or like one in between or like.
Cause
I might have just been the filming and had to get like hit once.
maybe.
But I took a bump. I remember like pretty much right after.
So.
To me, I was like sitting there like you pulled me off. I'm just like, man, I wish they just like just 1 second longer. I was just like, it already started to explode on my back, but I'm just sitting there like, man, he's pulling me off way too soon.
You screamed, okay? That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I was being thrown on a firework.
I mean, yeah. The fact that you were prepared for it.
Bro, you kind of just came up to me and said, "Want to throw me on a firework?" It was just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
We picked between the fireworks. There was like three in the options, but I think there might have been a slightly smaller one, but it was just kind of like, I didn't like that one. I was like, I had to do this one. It needed to be big enough so people can tell.
Plus, I needed to be able to stand up.
Real.
You know, we got a comment from the Soup Kitchen saying both these guys could beat Spade.
I mean,
what do you got to say?
yeah, what do you have to say? Remember, we know where you live.
Buns, man. I've beaten you. I've lost to both of you. We'll see what happens next time we face.
Oh shit, you said he'd beaten me?
I have. That is a fact.
I'll be back.
When was the last time I beaten you? I can't say because it hasn't happened on camera yet.
It's been a little while.
It probably has been a bit. I don't know the last time we were one-on-one. It would be like a tight match.
Forgot my car can't start right now, so you're safe. You're safe tonight.
Yeah, your car isn't gonna start.
Yeah, I gotta replace the alternator. You're lucky.
I'll see you eventually, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. I can tell him the bus routes.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, the bus
route.
The bus routes.
Yeah, to bring us all the way up.
Which, speaking of which, when's the next time you're gonna have a crazy clown video with us?
Yeah.
The next one, we are about to, in like a week or so, we'll be close to 100 snack time. So I'm hoping, that soon.
So what I'm hearing is you, me, Not the Raven, this man, and Chandler need to get together and celebrate the 100 snack time with 100 different snacks in one day.
What? Nah, something of 100 different flavors.
No, we have an idea.
We each bring 20 snacks apiece.
Nah. That'd be great. We would run out of ideas. We would run out of ideas at like 10.
Nah, if we each get our own, we'll go to different stores, and we'll
They
each.
have the better options. I would be literally going to their options. But hold on, we're getting off the tangent. Back to the man.
Yeah.
We're talking about a collab here, okay? But yes. Should probably move on.
I should probably move on.
I got some written down questions here for you. Don't you worry. We're gonna break the big news. Don't
you worried. We're gonna break some big news. Not even speaking.
So, the painkiller. What the fuck was that about? Did you go through your teenage phase, like teenage emo phase late or something? Like, come on. Explain what was going on with that. As in, where the fuck did you come up with that and why? Like, what led you down that path?
The painkiller was, in my mind, because I wanted to turn heel, even though the painkiller ended up not being a heel character, because the fans didn't boo me at all. But it pretty pretty much the idea was I kept seeing that like my character Blue Spade was getting like attacked or like like it was the fall. No, actually, it wasn't the fallen yet. It'd be like 105 doing like all spooky messages, extinction kicking my ass every week. I had multiple people torn on me, Red Age, Silver before they joined back, Black of Hearts left the group. I thought it was gonna be like, okay, we're facing Cyclone. What if my character finally changes so I can be taken seriously? And it was like, well, why don't we have the story be that because I'm concerned that Cyclone would turn on me, that I would turn heel on him, and it would be a delusional character where I am basically gonna turn on him, knock him out, and then he can't turn on me. The whole thing with the painkiller, which inspired the other characters, was that it's supposed to be based on like a mindset that you would go into to protect yourself from other people hurting you, so you're gonna hurt them first.
I see.
Well, we actually got a comment with a question from the Soup Kitchen. The question for Spade is, whose existence is your greatest weakness?
Well, we'll see if Wayman's will be my greatest weakness when his existence when facing him at the Christmas special. I guess I'll be the first person I have to worry about.
Ooh, that is true. He is an intimidating man. I'm not even going to deny that.
What's your strategy going into this? You've always had you always manage to find a way to topple over the big guys. You always seem to surprise people with how much strength you really have. At one point, you pick, I think you were the first person to actually pick up and slam the barbarian. Does that give you like any confidence going into this type of stuff?
I think Cyclone was the first. I was the first to actually hold him there for like a second. It was me or the Fallen. I held him there longer though. Either way, I can't remember. No, it's I like facing the bigger people, so I have the confidence. I know I'm just gonna use that surprise strength to pick someone up, and I'm stronger than I've ever been. Because that match was filmed recently. That wasn't an old match, so I walk out now. I'm gonna pick him up, slam him down. Hopefully not get my ass kicked. That's always the goal every time I wrestle. And we'll see what happens.
Let's see.
That's true.
So, I got a new segment coming up that just for you that we're starting today. This is something Leonidas has been wanting to do for a while. This is Leonidas's rapid fire questions, where he has a bunch of yes, no, easy one-word questions for you, just random tidbits about you that we can just learn on a quick rapid fire basis. I'm gonna take this over.
So I have to answer yes, no.
Yeah, yes, no. It's gonna be very short questions for it.
So I have to answer. Okay, I'll just answer not true if you get a fact wrong, which is very much possible.
No, it's not like fact stuff,
Don't worry, it's gonna be fact stuff, very random stuff. Heck, one of them is gonna be part of the giveaway, which I already mentioned for earlier for it.
By the way, yes, we got a giveaway going on. I guess apparently.
Wait, I shouldn't have worded that right. Not giveaway. Contest of sorts. They're guessing something. Yeah, that's what it goes. Guessing something. What are the questions? Yeah, doing great so far.
I guess the prize is $1. This is something like he told me. So,
$1 for
but yeah,
right.
like I said, it could be anything. He could ask you your favorite animal. You got like 10 seconds to answer each question. It's plain and simple. We'll leave this over to co-host Leonidas.
All right. What size Crocs do you wear?
10.
All right. What's your favorite animal?
I'm an adult. I really don't have a favorite animal. I guess a frog.
A frog. That makes sense. All right. Quick question now. How many cheese balls are in this cheese ball container?
It was about 43 ounces.
43 ounces. I mean, okay, you were close on to that. That was 36.5 ounces. But I was asking for how many cheese balls were actually in there. Whoever guesses the right amount is going to get that nice $1. It's going to be the first one that answers that correctly.
Oh, you gotta, Apparently,
Yes.
Apparently, this is what we're doing.
Yes, apparently you're holding up
know,
for it like that. Yes, cause, all right. How much can you lift? What's your max weight?
I don't know.
How fast is your top speed?
I don't really know.
All right, fair enough. How many injuries have you gotten over your entire lifespan?
It's really, I don't go to the doctor much, so official injuries only like maybe 4 or 5.
How many people have you slapped in your life? Just cuz.
How many people I slapped?
Yep, just cuz. Just give them a nice crisp slap across the face. Like, they deserve it, even if it's like a little cheeky slap. Just a...
I didn't keep count. I'm sorry. I didn't know I would answer that on the podcast one day.
Oh, don't worry. One day it's just going to be a rapid fire question. How many times have you turned over your career? Have you reached Big Show level yet? We never know.
I have torn each character I've torn face and heel once, really. Besides the painkiller, which didn't work as a heel torn, like the Bailey heel torn. So technically, I torn heel once, maybe twice.
Favorite weapon?
Favorite weapon? It's just something unique. You know, just something that no one else is doing, like a crowbar or something like that. It just depends on the month.
What move do you hate getting hit with?
As long as the person knows what they're doing, I'm fine with most moves, really. I don't think there's any off the top of my head.
Really? No move gives you an uncomfortable feeling for it? Like an uneasy feeling when you're up for it?
I mean, it would used to be like something where I know it's gonna work. That's like, but I'm still gonna do the move. I would probably do the move. I'm not even like, it's not just that person like wanting to do it. I would probably be the person to ask for them to do it.
Fair enough. Now, if you get this correct, I will wear this for the rest of the stream. Now, what size would this be? I'll give you a hint. It's between size 5 and 15.
Size 9.
All right, then. You got it wrong. It's size 10 and 11. I'm not wearing it.
That was scamming, I guess. I don't lose anything really from this.
Exactly.
No, you're putting it on.
You know what? Fair enough.
Only because your rapid fire questions were kind of bad.
Yeah, you know, I didn't write them down ahead of time for it, you know? It's the same thing for it. It happens for it. Of course, there was a lot of things last minute planned for this. And now I'm going to live in shame and enjoy actually wearing this unicorn heart. Because honestly, it's very comfortable, very warm, tight as hell on me, but it's fine. Oh, the Dominator from Rozo. That would probably be the greatest weakness. And,
Never took a Dominator from Rosa.
no, just a... Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
I think they mean like in general.
Yeah, probably like in general. Probably him doing that.
I mean, that would.
Oh. Tell us about your time in BYB.
Ooh, yeah.
Made it. Oh, BYB.
How was that?
Let's just talk about BYB in general. Because that's just a short answer, fucking awful.
What was your record?
My record was fucking, I don't know. I think I won like a few matches. My matches were going to judge decision, and the judges didn't know how to pick and win. So I think I'm just like 50%.
Yeah, we didn't really have official refs on this side for it, like official judges. For
yeah, nothing about that was official. But tell us about your time.
So, Kato came up with the idea for BYB, what do you really like boxing, and we had all these rules, and like you had to sign this paper. There's a first thing he was gonna be in charge of, since first starting BYW and then putting me in charge, so everyone was concerned.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
He made these contracts with the weirdest rules of like clothing rules, color rules of like your uniforms, and then he changed those rules once he realized he can buy multiple gear. So we had to buy a shorty glove pound, which makes sense until he let someone else use UFC gloves.
Yeah, that really made no sense for that.
We were gonna originally have a 50-something-year-old man in boxing who Twisted Jester thought was gonna be the guy to win. Bless his heart on that.
He would try.
A 55-year-old man was gonna win and beat everyone. We had judges that didn't know what the fucking were doing. They just picked who they thought did the best, and no, that's not how like boxing judge works. You have a score. And I basically just went in. At that point, I was like, I'm not getting hurt. I'm just gonna grab the ropes most of this time until the season's over. I'm gonna have fun, and I don't care to fucking be here. Everyone criticized I kept grabbing ropes. Well, guess what? I don't want to fucking get hurt if this boxing is gonna be stupid.
That is completely fair. That's why I avoided it entirely. Except for being
I
manager.
almost died in one of the boxing matches.
Exactly.
Explain that account.
Yeah, go into detail more.
So, we had a rule in BYB that's like, it was pretty much the rule is that you don't go try hard. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing it for fun. And that's fine. I don't care if the person went try hard, aka Kato. It's basically, when you went into a match, to me, the rule should be, you go with the vibe of the match. The other person is just, there to have a fun time. You're not just going to beat the shit out of them for no reason. We did wrestling matches that day. Kato didn't. So, here I am going to a match after a special event, which is a long match for me. And then I'm going to face in a boxing match. I already fucking hated that idea. Kato's immediately, trying to, swing for the fucking fences. And I'm just like, what the fuck ever. I'll just make it through this boxing match, go for the judge decision, because he's not gonna knock me down. I faced Joe already. He wasn't gonna knock me down. He didn't knock me down with his hardest punch. Kato wasn't going to. So Kato, it gets to the final round of the entire match, and Kato hits me right here in the chest. Kato knows I had lung problems when I was a kid. So I'll get into why that matters later. So I'm starting to lose my breath, and then the match is basically has to get cut off as I'm about to pretty much collapse. Then I did collapse, and then of course everyone's running into the ring scared, because I'm not answering. But gosh, Leonidas, you were awake at that time. I cannot remember how long from that perspective it was, because to me it was just blinking pretty much. I started hearing people. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? It's kind of like that feeling of waking up when people are yelling.
It's kind of an odd feeling, yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck is everyone, so loud? I wake up, and Kato's not, is checking on me too, which felt nice at first until he then celebrates the win 10 seconds later. He then points out to me, oh yeah, if you punch someone like that, in that spot you got punched, accidentally, they could knock the wind out of you and make you stop breathing. And then it's just at that point, I was like, so you accidentally did this move that you know how to do. So to this day, I felt Kato, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, if he ever listens to this, because I hold no hard feelings over this, happening. But correct me if I'm wrong, Kato. To me, it seems like you knew you wasn't gonna knock me down, so you went for the lowest route. You went to try to, knock the wind out of me. Either because I had lung issues, maybe not. So that's just my perspective, and I don't have good memories of BYB on it. That from that point, it was just I was gonna aim to get through the season, not doing season 2, which then we decided to do season 2, and no one had joined for obvious reasons.
Let's see.
Yeah, that was a mess. Kador was a major problem, honestly, throughout the entire history of BYWE, wasn't he? He always came in and just wrecked how many wrecked all your plans and stuff last second all the time, and they just constantly join and rejoin. And that you were also in the position of, if you just felt like if you said no to him, you might get repercussions because at the time it was their yard, their house, and everything.
Well, it was still a company, so it was kind of like, because there was two rules. There's a few rules I got told when first joining. I had to agree to pretty much whatever the person wanted to do for the gimmick, whatever they wanted to do with changing heel face, which I later, I was lenient and I let you suggest it, but then I kind of cracked down. I was like, okay, you can't just turn face and heel whenever the fuck you want to. And then it was pretty much I have to let anyone join. Because he thought we needed the most people we can get in ever. There's always room to grow, which then it came like, well, how many people can I fucking book on a show? I can't book up one on a special event, but he wants everyone booked on a special event. Or the wrestlers are going to get mad. There's only a few times they could not book someone on a special event. It's either because they weren't there or because, I specifically had to explain to them ahead of time not to do it. So Kato then was especially hard that he then feels that if he can, come in and do whatever the fuck he wanted, he will come in like, hey, I have this great idea. I'm just like, that's not really a good idea, but sure, maybe I can make it work. Maybe I can fit it in. I'll try to make it work. That's pretty much all I could do. It wasn't as annoying to me personally, but besides the quitting always got annoying.
Both times at Mania, correct?
Both. No, one time was a few weeks after BYWE Mania, a month into his championship reign. The other time was pretty much it was around the time where because I didn't like to always decide, the winner and loser if it's a big title match. Only a few times or half the time. You gotta go with what feels right in the moment sometimes. So I'm always willing, if I decide something, I could change it. But I was leaning towards him losing anyways because he already held it for 5 to 6 months. And it was kind of like, he was on most of the build leading up to it, if I remember, or at least we would feel like the other time because I could tell he was already rocky on that time. And he quit before he was supposed to lose the world title to me. It was supposed to be the main event. And I got fucked over.
Oh, yeah. That infuriated a lot of people for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't even just him. Pat, or, Twisted Jester, Bobby J, he was also a huge problem as well, wasn't he? I feel like he caused most of your headaches throughout BYWE.
Yeah, booking-wise as well.
I'm gonna be honest, there's a few people who I'd say caused headaches. It wasn't just him in Pacific. He was headstrong that he wanted to do what he wanted to do. How he looks at wrestling is, he grew up watching wrestling, and how he looks at it is, he's the type of person who, if I gave him a Money in the Bank briefcase, he thinks he should be where he cashes it in, even though that's not how that's not how a briefcase works. So that's how this guy, dealing with Twisted Jester, he takes it a bit like, hey, you just gotta listen to what I'm doing sometimes. You don't just, it's not real. Just be in character. If you lose, it doesn't matter. It's just a character. You gotta lose once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the hardest thing with Twisted Jester is getting him to lose the match. The rest of it, it was kind of it was more just tedious than more outright I'm gonna pull my hair out. It was just more oh my god, just lose a match. No one wants to face you if you're just gonna win every match.
That's true. That's true.
No one wants to, face you either. Leonidas, you would know this because you came to them. No one wants to face you if a feud is gonna be the same because you don't want to look weak. And he once complained that all his feuds were the same. But it's just well, what else do you want me to do? You won't do anything I'm telling you to do.
Yeah. It was really difficult, but you said there was others that were hard to book around.
Yeah, who were like some of the other problems of booking wise when it came to BYWE?
There were some people who would be like, they would agree with whatever I say. There was I would say everyone had a moment where they said no, which is I'm fine with. They said, hey, I want to do this instead of this. And I'm not liking what I'm doing, which only pissed me off if like you're halfway through a feud and like I don't want to do this, and it's just like, well, now we have to get through this feud. Tell me next time that you don't want to face this person before you advertise to face them on a special event. Beyond that, it would be people like Black of Hearts and unfortunately Rocky Jackson, because Rocky was just more like, hey, can you do this? And then he would be mad and he was like, well, I don't want to win a championship that way. Whereas it's like, well, that's how you book to win it.
Oh yeah.
And don't win the champ. It's like Rocky always wanted to be over, and he could get over. He has gotten over a few times, but it's just you're not gonna get over because you want to be the manliest character if that's not the role you're good at fitting. If I booked you as like the biggest, strongest man in wrestling history, booked Leonidas as a white dude, people are probably gonna hate that.
Yeah.
You can Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, nah. What do you mean? No, Cynthia as a Latino.
I can give him the honorary white pass real quick. Hello, T'Challa, you lose your seasonings.
No.
Get in trouble, yeah. But it's just.
What do you mean? We don't advertise the kids, it's fine.
Oh, sweet. It's pretty much the issue of, hey, Rocky, if you listen, you're gonna do good. You're not the best wrestler, but he wanted to be over, so he wanted, everything that comes with, and it's just like, well, I'm gonna keep trying to push you, then you fail, then I'm gonna take it back. He was supposed to keep Gold Coast Mafia, but he was doing so bad and he barely showed up around that time, which is another issue. I had to take it back.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to go back to the glow stick gimmick and be a face, which was hinted at slightly, but then then Rogue came back and everything worked out where I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay heel, and then we'll see what happens. I'll take Gold Coast Mafia back if he doesn't succeed. I think I gave him 2 months and he didn't. So Funky is just someone who he wants to be there, he wants to succeed. So it's like a fake it till you make it type of thing, and he's doing better now. You'll see him wrestling again soon, and he has a much better mindset. He's matured a bit, and I'm very proud to see that he continues on. Because even if I don't give a fuck about most people, I'm not gonna hate people because it's like that's too much fucking time. So I'm rooting for Rocky. I never hated Rocky to begin with. I should say, for a certain other person, I get accused of hating a lot when I just don't care.
And who would that be?
A lot of people think I'm just sitting there living off of this hate of, BYWE. I hate Kato, I hate Twisted Jester. I don't. I don't like the things that they have done. I don't like a lot of things that YouTube. You're not perfect people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I'm not gonna sit
beautiful, we're perfect.
I'm not gonna sit
What the hell you mean, man? We have
just,
flaws.
I'm not gonna sit there, hating them. If you want to know, I don't like them. I'm not gonna, burn their house down. I just don't care.
What if I said one of them? What if one of them have a PS5? Then can.
Yeah, they own it.
PS5. I don't.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you have? Why haven't you invited us over in a while? Snack time.
You guys are invited.
Mama Blair home.
But no, I just don't hate him. I think people who want me to hate him. But it's just like, I think everyone then gets confused, like, oh, so you support him? Like, I can be, leaning towards one side and not sitting there with a pitchfork, is just what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna let bygones be bygones.
Exactly.
Yeah, but, I'm not gonna walk over and shake his hand, act buddy-buddy if I meet him, but, don't have your roommate swear and threaten me in the parking lot either.
That's true.
That's all I'll say. If you, just let it be and I won't give a fuck.
Yeah, Jim. I got
Actually,
you.
There's one thing we haven't mentioned. How was your time heading to New York? This was an experience that we never was with you with.
Yeah.
You went to a different promotion, actually.
Cheating on NEW.
Yeah. How could you? But how was the experience? Like, give us your perspective from it, because, let's face it, they haven't.
You can ask him the same question 5 times in a row, just by rephrasing it.
I did?
You did.
Well, damn.
The short explanation would be I went there.
We don't want short, we want the long.
You want the long.
It's about like 2 or 3 hour drive. I got there early. The time before we were, the time we were supposed to get there. Waited 2 or 3 hours for the show to start. The show was late because the person didn't show up in time. Then waited throughout the entire show for a Rumble appearance that was like a minute at most. Get thrown out. I leave before the show is over. I was excited to go. I walked out extra before that week, and it's just like there was some pretty buff people. There was some good people. I would say this. Like, I'm not just trying to insult the wrestlers. I expected a little bit more. I had fun until it was like I had fun in the ring. I didn't have fun. I even had fun talking to some people. I just didn't have fun being there, and it's not my fault in my mind because you don't book someone while telling them how small their appearance is. It's just what I would say, and you don't come late to your show, and then act like it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's messed up. That's messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Then I started. Let's just be honest, that's NUW. And that started then with other stuff where I was supposed to face Alan Reed. It would have been posted after my match with Zero at a All Out War. He didn't do that. He called out months in advance. He then unfollowed me on Instagram, which is like, that's fine. But yeah, again, I don't hate anyone, so I don't fucking hate NUW. I just think they book not the best. They don't book honestly. I was supposed to be booked for 2 shows, and I just didn't do the second one because I knew it was going to be the same thing. They wanted a Rumble. They wanted a King of the Ring tournament with 32 people. I didn't want to be there if I'm just being booked to be to fill a certain number quota, so to speak.
I got you.
And, the experience sucked. I've said it sucked. It's top moments where I'm already insulting them in advance. I don't hate them, but I don't think
Not professional enough.
If they ever want me to come back, they have to promise me a pretty big match, I would have to say.
Obviously, you know your worth. Tell us about the other time you worked with the promotion, BWO.
BWO, it was around the time COVID was a big thing, and they wanted me to do a BWO taping, and I didn't end up going.
Mm-hmm.
And good thing I didn't.
See boys over here.
They just wanted you to be a commentator.
Yeah, they didn't even tell me. They just wanted me to be a commentator. Yeah, that was great. And then the other time, booking with BWO is two people going in acting like you're gonna have a conversation of who wins what. Instead, it's we really think we should do this, and we think we should do this, and this, and this, and it's them trying to nicely but obnoxiously, like, they think they're so good at pretending to, like, they're persuasive, and they would basically pretend like, hey, we are good people, this is the best way we should do things, like, this is good. But you can just obviously see, like, this is, just pretending like this is a good option. We went with it because they had a decent subscribers. They deleted their comments supporting us. They used us because we had a ring, and it ended up just sucking. And then we got hated for it because we worked with BWO. They don't even probably know that. It's how much of backyard wrestling fucking hates them. And they would hate someone just for being associated with BWO.
Mm-hmm. They were very ego-centered, especially because when we went down there, it was very obvious.
Yeah.
Noah Golden retired.
Oh, yeah, if you didn't
Good.
know.
Noah Gordon wants to come to BYW and beat Brock Lesnar.
Yep,
Oh,
told
yeah.
that straight to our faces right after their show. Don't worry, if it makes you feel any better, BWO, I am definitely not sorry for ruining one of your spots with the kendo stick by breaking it in mine and Leonidas' match. Because you wanted to give us two brand new rookies, essentially, who didn't know a single thing about tag team about tag team wrestling until us last second, as you guys randomly just dropped the titles to other people.
Seriously. Back to
Oh,
him.
they should have told you the opponents much ahead of time too. But I would say this: BWO has the same problem that NUW has. They think they're better than what they are, and that doesn't mean they're bad either. But that doesn't mean you're what you think you are. And BWO was worse than BYOE. It's far beyond NEW. If I was to rank everyone, I'm the NEW the best. Then BYOE, NUW, and then BWO can be like 5 spots behind everyone else.
Yeah, sounds about right.
What's the future for Tyson Spade in NEW? What do you want to see yourself in the next year or by the end of the next season of NEW? This rest of this season hasn't been posted, but to my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say, because I remember.
What can we expect?
I would say this. I wrote a list of goals to achieve this season, and I achieved every single one. My main goal was to outdo whatever I did last season, become, a wrestler that's worth watching, a wrestler that, is not just... Because there was a lot of things, like, after NUW, I had that feeling of, man, I do not have any respect in the wrestling world. BWO kept messaging me, just, pretending to be nice, because they wanted to win, because BYWE ended. Then with the stuff with BYWE ending, and then, so it was all this thing going in right before the season, and being a failure kind of a bit in season 3 of NEW, of being like, I need to prove everyone wrong. I was doing the worst work of my entire career. I needed to go in and not just be handed stuff, own what I'm being given, and build my character. I need to go and show who I am, and not just be as good as I once was, be better than I've ever been. And that was the goal this season. And I don't want to just pretend like I didn't job out last season, because I feel like that's part of the story now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's part of, like, the Tyson Spade story. It's like, I was Blue Spade, I did good in a smaller company, then I came here with a world championship, won 1 or 2 matches, and then basically won once every, 2 months, not including, 24/7 matches. I think, before winning the Northeast title, I didn't win since, May. And that was posted, August or September. And until winning that championship, you guys don't know this, I only won, 2 or 3 matches this entire year until that match got posted.
That is
so
true.
To me, it was about, that wasn't, a 24/7 unofficial match. So that's, an unsanctioned match. You know what I mean? Because if we counted that, then I got a lot of pins. But I wanted to... so you'll see that story, throughout every match I do. You can see it with my feud with Prince and Leonidas. You can see my feud with Zero. And the next few feuds I do, I can't spoil them yet, is, distinct when because you will see the story tie together by the end of the season. But, so I kind of spoil it now. You can see that the character Tyson Spade is the dickhead who wants to prove that he is the best in NEW.
Okay.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing it. And we would like to thank you for joining us on tonight's podcast. Once again, we apologize for the delay, but for some reason we've invoked the Fallen's wrath upon us.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
You got any tips? Actually, you're the expert with dealing with the Fallen. What do we do?
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
You guys don't have to worry. I retired the Fallen almost a year ago. Fallen is not coming back. If you see the Fallen though return in wrestling somehow, some way, then yeah, I would say you guys should be concerned. But I doubt it. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Tyson Spade, and thank you for everybody who's joined us and eventually does watch this, live or not. We appreciate you for coming. We appreciate Tyson Spade for joining us tonight. Sorry for all the delays with everything. Hopefully next time it will go smoother, and next time we hope to have Rhea Silver, or maybe we'll get Prince Chandler or another NEW guy. Let me know. Let me know in the comments.
So we can either take notice, bow down, 100%. No one goes over. Wait, we already had him.
Thank you so much. And you got anything you want? Any last words, Tyson? Any last words?
Follow me on Instagram at Spade Wrestler. Watch me on YouTube. I have a few YouTube channels.
Crazy Clowns with a K for both. You know, you see us on there.
Yeah.
Board-ame, which is it's instead of anime, it's board-ame, like a board flying in the air. That's my other channel. I reacted recently to my match against Power Surge at the 1,000 subscriber special.
Check that out. Good, great matches on there.
And you guys will always see me commenting on NEW with a different channel, but that doesn't post much. But most importantly, subscribe to NEW. You know, I am grateful for the experience. I'm even grateful for last season losing so much. It was a learning experience, and you guys should see the story and the matches, not just mine, but everyone's, like your guys's. And yeah, subscribe to NEW.
All right. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in today. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it very much.